Hey there, welcome to another episode of Legends with Elroy. I'm excited to tell you another story about Billy Bob the Knight. Now, Billy Bob is pretty awesome, as you already know. And this story starts when he was taking a little bath. As splish splash, I was taking a bath all about a Saturday night. A rubber tub, but just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Someone's at the door. One of these days, I'm gonna finish a bath. I guess it's just not today. So Billy Bob went to the front door, and there was Stanley the skunk. And with him was Porky the porcupine. He was not the pig. A lot of people get confused on that, and I don't know why, because I always remind them. But anyways, Stanley said, Billy Bob, I need your help. You know, I thought we lived in a safe neighborhood. I thought that it was good to be here, and no one was at risk of losing anything. Billy Bob was thinking, does he live in a neighborhood? I thought that he lived in a tree, but that was beside the point. And Stanley said, but alas, someone has been stealing things from my house. Billy Bob said, well, that's horrible. What have they been stealing? And Stanley said, well, you see, my wife, Sally the skunk, loves having a flower garden, and it has roses and petunias and all kinds of beautiful flowers. Gardenias are my favorite. But you know what's been happening recently? We've been going out there, and all the flowers have been eaten. All the buds have been eaten, and I don't know what it is. Billy Bob said, that is bad. I wonder what's taking them. And Stanley said, I don't know what it is, but whoever it is, I'm gonna get him. And Porky said, me too. But he was already hiding, so I don't know. But anyways, Billy Bob said, okay, well, you know what? Why don't we do a stakeout? And Stanley said, a stakeout? You mean like we go eat steaks outside? Billy Bob said, no. A stakeout is when you go to an area that you think some kind of crime or something like that is about to happen, and you watch that area. And you watch it for a long time. Maybe all day or all night, until you see something suspicious. And Stanley said, I like that idea. That's a good idea. And Porky said, I like it too. So they set off to Stanley's house, which really wasn't that far away. But once they got there, Sally the skunk made them some wonderful croissants. And you know what? They were very good. Anyways, so they were there eating their wonderful pastries, and Billy Bob said, here's the plan. We have to hide somewhere that this thief will not expect us. And Stanley said, we could hide right by the bushes. Billy Bob said, well, how big are the bushes? And they looked over, and it was like a little plant. It was like this big. Billy Bob said, that might work for you, but that won't work for me. And then he looked up, and there above him was a massive tree. It also happened to be the house that Stanley lived in, because he lived in a tree. It was like a hollow stump, and he lived inside, but he had wonderful furnishings inside. Very nice place. Had a nice mantel place and everything. But Billy Bob said, okay, I think we hide up in the tree, because whatever this creature is, it's only stealing the flowers, so I think it's going to be looking down, and it won't look up, and then we'll catch it. And Billy Bob was so excited, and Stanley was too. Porky was afraid of heights, but he said he would join anyways. So they got set up in their tree. It actually was pretty far up there, and all three of them actually were a little wheezy when they realized how high up they were. But they were very well hidden from the thief whenever it may come. So they waited. they waited a long time, and Sally kept bringing them food, and it was actually pretty nice. She was so sweet. She brought them scones and coffee and finger sandwiches and all kinds of stuff. But then after a while, Billy Bob said, Sally, you can't keep bringing that stuff because the thief might see us eating and then decide not to come. So now it was already nighttime, and they waited. And after a while, they all fell asleep. But then it must have been close to early morning, right at dawn, when the sun started to creep up a little bit and it started to turn gray all around them. And then Billy Bob heard a little noise. And there below him was a little creature, and it was eating the flowers. Billy Bob said, I gotcha. And he was just about to climb down the tree when he leaned a little too far forward on the branch he was on, and it went snap. And Billy Bob went, meow, and he fell. And the creature looked up and was like, ah! And Billy Bob landed, and he landed right next to the creature. And it just about bounded away, and he dropped it. Billy Bob said, what are you doing? And he could hear Porky up above saying, Stanley, help me up. I'm hanging onto the limb. Oh no, don't let me fall. Please don't let me fall. Ah! And Stanley was like, Porky, you're okay. You're sitting on the limb. Oh, Billy Bob's the one that fell. I'm okay. Oh, Porky. Anyways, Billy Bob said, what are you doing stealing these flowers? And the creature looked at him and it said, stealing flowers? Are these someone's flowers? Billy Bob said, yes, they are. And he could hear Stanley in the background saying, why, of course they are. They certainly are. And when I get down from this tree, I'm gonna come down and give you a piece of my mind. Billy Bob said, Stanley, please let me talk. And so Billy Bob said, oh, you mean you didn't know that someone owned these flowers? And the little creature, which was a rabbit, said, no, I didn't. You know, my name is Ricky the Rabbit, and my father taught me never to steal, and I would not be stealing these flowers from somebody. Not to mention, there are plenty of flowers out that nobody owns, that I can eat. I thought this was one of those places. I'm sorry. Billy Bob said, well, that's good enough to me. What do you think, Stanley? Stanley said, I guess so, but you better stop eating my flowers. If I see my flowers are missing again, I'm gonna think you did it. And Ricky said, it won't happen again, Stanley. And so then, Sally brought out some more scones and some coffee. It was fantastic. And after that, it was wonderful, because it turned out that Stanley could also cook some good stuff too. He made pizza. Now, I don't know why they ate scones and then pizza, because that's like eating, like a dessert or a well, it's like eating a breakfast and then eating dinner, so I guess that's how it worked. But anyways, they did a lot of eating, and then Ricky the Rabbit said to Billy Bob, I think we should do a race before we all go our separate ways. Billy Bob said, okay, let's do it. And so they said, under marks, get set, go. And they were off to running, and they were running super fast. And you know what? Billy Bob won. That is how fast he was, that he could beat Ricky the Rabbit. But anyways, it had been a long day, and so Billy Bob went home. He was given some cookies that Stanley made. Porky said he was gonna make something, but he didn't. Anyways, he was going home, and he laid his head down to rest. He said, it's been a long day. I hope I can get some good sleep. Well, I guess I can't just ignore the door. But that, my friends, is a story for another day. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Legends with Elroy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.